Hey everyone, this is Corine Lafont, your favorite radio host, your only radio host, of course, and favorite girl, broadcasting to you from Trinidad and Tobago, the lovely island in the Caribbean. I wouldn't dare say the only island in the Caribbean, but we are an island in the Caribbean. And I'm so thankful to be here. I'm thankful to see a beautiful day. You know, I always start my show with gratitude. Yeah, and yeah, I'm just grateful to be here and to be hanging out with a handsome man that you're seeing on the screen. Um, what some of you may not know, or some of you may be hearing in the news, we had an earthquake. They're saying it's what, 7.3, yeah, 7.3, 7.0 kind of thing. I think the last one on the scale was 7.3. It really shook us yesterday evening, and it went all out even to Grenada. I think it started from in Venezuela, went out to Grenada, Barbados, you know, all those other places felt it. And there are still some tremors being felt today, even up to this morning. People were WhatsApping and saying, you know, they felt some tremors. It really shook us yesterday. You know, people were getting all, I call it excited, but, you know, concerned, finding out what's happening. There was some damages. I don't know the severity of the damage, but there was some damage, lights. Some people are without lights. So we're having a bit of excitement down on this side of the world. Yeah. You know, shake us up for whatever reason. Some people are getting more prayerful than ever. Look at what it takes for people to get prayerful. But whatever it takes, yes, whatever it takes for people to start realizing that they are not in control. They are not in control of anything, you know, and they really need to become more humble in life. Yeah. So I'm pretty thankful. I'm pretty thankful for everything, everyone, wherever you are in the world. You know, we don't know what's going on. You know, this is sometimes a showcase of other things maybe to come. I don't know, but whatever it is, start preparing in whatever way that you have been advised, and just, I don't know. Some people may decide to change their life. I don't know. Whatever it takes. I mean, do what pleases you, what brings you joy, and what makes you feel good within your inner true self. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm here with John Ayo. And how did I know that his name is pronounced Ayo? Because I was going to say Ayo. Or I was going to ask him how to pronounce his surname. But I called him earlier this morning and I heard him pronounce his name on his recording, on his voicemail. So I know it's John Ayo. Nice. And so let me tell you a bit about John and what we got it. Yeah, what we're talking about today. We're talking about travel, yeah, and having a balance. So I found that a pretty strange concept. Not really strange as in weird out there, you know, but to talk about balance in travel, I mean, that's unique. And I'm glad that he's on my show to be able to talk about that. And you'll understand a bit later what we're talking about with balance in travel. So let me tell you a bit about John. He's a keynote speaker, naturopath, and author. He has been teaching sales classes internationally for IBM since 2006, and as a result wrote a book called Travel Balance that helps people to stay energized, healthy, and balanced while traveling. He has taught more than 4,000 people in 26 countries about his secrets to better health on the road and back at home with fabulous reviews. So I want to officially welcome John Ayo to Between the Lines. Hey, John.
Hi, Corine. Thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah, it's great. I see life balance behind you, yin and yang.
Yeah, that is my other world. So I'm a naturopath here. So for those that don't know what that is, basically a natural health doctor. And, you know, the belief is that our body knows how to heal itself if we'll just give it what it needs and take away the things that are harming it. So life balance is my John the Naturopath world. And then travel balance is kind of my door to corporate America to talk about who's healthy on the road when we're traveling for this. So they all center around balance, right? That's the key.
Exactly, and everything is about balance. Everything is about balance, whether it is with your health, and health here means spiritual, mental, physical, relationships, whatever it is, love. There needs to be
absolutely
balance is everything. Some people are not aware, unconscious that they're unbalanced, unconscious, and they're just walking around like zombies, robots, you know, walking deads. They're not aware. They're just caught up in the world, you know, and and like hamsters on the wheel, and they need to slow down. And I mean, slowing down is something that I have a challenge doing. Yes, I have a challenge doing because I like to go fast. There are some things I like slow, but most of the time, the things that I have
Yep.
to do, I like to go fast. And I get very edgy when things are not moving fast
Yep.
enough. That I have to talk to myself and say, okay, Corine, this is teaching you a lesson. Just try to be calm.
Yeah.
See it for
That's
what it is.
exactly right. Yeah, I so agree with you.
Yeah. I'll even tell you a recent
This
thing.
is, this is why I do this. This is why I talk about it.
Yeah. I started a
It is life balance and the balance because we teach we most need to learn, right? And so I'm with you. I like to go fast, but that's why I teach this, so I can remind myself that it's time to slow down and get in balance. Because I've been on the hamster wheel, and it goes
right?
very fast,
Yeah,
and you get
whatever.
nowhere quickly.
That nowhere quickly. That's exactly it. I started a new dance class, and the class is totally different. It's really I do dancing, Latin dancing, ballroom and Latin, and I decided to try a new class, and they're totally different. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm kind of bored. I mean, there was some good things in there, but I'm kind of bored. They were doing some stuff. And I told the instructor, I said, oh my God, I don't do these things. And I'm like, and she's like, and everybody else is trying to encourage me to do the things that they're doing. I'm like, oh, it was a line dance. And I'm like, I don't do line dance. I do Latin. I do, I, I'm
Right?
constantly on the go. I'm constantly on the go. I dance with a partner. So I'm constantly going. So this line dance, slow movement, dancing by yourself, it's just not me. And I'm like, what are you doing? That's boring. I
Yeah.
mean, I really know. And they're
Right.
encouraging me that I would like it. I would like it. Why? I said, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But when I
I know. Well, I started.
when I sat down, something spiritually, said to me, a voice said to me, Corine, this is taking you out of your comfort zone. And you really, you
Yeah.
know, you really need to look at it in a different perspective. What can it teach you? And I started to talk to myself, what can it teach you? It's teaching you to slow down, and you need to slow down a bit in your life. And although I try to argue, it's like, why do I need to slow down? I said, I'm just going to listen. I'm just going to listen to slow down. So I looked, it was
Well,
quite enjoyable. I didn't
that's
participate
good.
in the,
Well, that's the key.
yeah, slow down. Yeah. I would slow down to watch the moon and the stars, to have a drink. I would slow down with things like that because I want to really take in, nature and the moment. I'm into taking in the moment. So
Right.
I could slow down over a romantic evening, dinner. I would slow down for things like that. There are things that I would do really
Right.
slow. But when it comes to like business or activities like that, I'm like, come on, let's get going.
Yeah. I
But
understand. Well, I did, like you, I did dance. I went to do Zumba. So I do Zumba, but for the last 4 years, I leave my ego at home and I go do, salsa and all this dancing for exercise, which is great. And, what's interesting about dance, here's an interesting thought for you is, it's not how do I get from point A to point B on the floor, right? It's enjoying the activity of the dance itself. And being a recovering overachiever perfectionist, that's hard for me because we all want to have a mission and a purpose.
yeah,
And so dancing is a good reminder. And the slowing down is key. And you know what? If you don't figure it out, life will show you how to slow down.
oh
And it
geez.
will, things happen that will say, okay, now you're listening, right?
Yeah, because I'm doing some work on myself in terms of the overthinking. I remember telling people and telling a particular person recently, some months ago, I said, I just don't want to think. I don't want to think. I
Yeah.
really don't want to be thinking of nothing. I'm like, and the
Right.
obsessive
Right.
overthinking, to think and to obsessive overthink. I just want to be still. I just want my mind to be blank and just
Yep.
and just don't have the chatter and the talk and the
That's
planning
right.
discussion because it is so obsessive in me, or it was, I should say. I hope it's gone now. But in my sleep, I would have conversations, John. I know I am having
Sure.
a meeting. I'm having a meeting in my mind. I mean, and they're loud. They're loud, and we're planning, and
Yeah.
I don't know who I'm talking to, but I'm talking a lot in my mind, and I would be awake. I'm very conscious of these discussions. I'm very conscious of this. So I'm asleep, but I'm not
Yeah.
asleep. And I wake up in the morning and I'm like, wait a
Yeah.
minute, I was up all night. I was talking.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I
I know.
re-
I know what you're talking about.
yeah, I don't want to be
There's no
listening.
problem I can't overthink. And
Yeah.
I'm an engineer. My undergrad's in engineering, so I know the overthinking one well. I work on that a lot. And the only answer that I found is meditation. I've been doing yoga for 13 years,
Yes.
and it's really important to be able to quiet your mind. And the key to
Yes.
that is breathing.
Oh, yes.
Breathing is the foundation.
That is what I'm working on. And I'm starting my yoga. I have some online yoga classes, but I'm starting like face-to-face classes soon, about the next 2 weeks. And
Good.
really, I know within my inner self, that is the key. I feel good about that. And I'm like, yay, I'm looking forward to that stillness. And the meditation,
Right.
I do meditation, but I need to go more into meditation, deeper.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
yeah, and of course, dancing. Dancing takes me into another world. So when I really get into dancing, I think
That's
of
right.
nothing, absolutely nothing, or no one
Yep.
exists except me on the dance floor. So,
That's right. Well, one of the things that started for me back in, gosh, a long, long time ago, I do Aikido, martial arts. And so I have a black belt in Aikido. And one
nice.
of the things that it helps with is when people are swinging swords at you, you're not thinking about anything else. You're
Yeah,
focused in the moment. And that's one way to do it. And dance is another way. And for some people, it's jogging and swimming,
yeah,
and
yeah,
whatever it is, getting in nature. But you're so right. We got to focus on being in the present
yeah,
and getting our minds under control, because this is a problem, right?
yeah,
And so, when you're traveling, you're kind of, we'll switch over there real quick, is,
yeah,
it's the same kind of thing. We can get so upset and stressed out. And so the
yeah,
things that I write about in my book and that I speak about, it's really about how do I choose the paths that are going to, reduce my stress. And we have choices throughout our day, especially when we're traveling. And how do I make the ones? First, you have to even know what they are. But how do I choose to be less stressful? And that will help with the whole travel aspect of things, right?
yeah. The thing about it, people may not have thought about stress with travel because they just associate the glamour, the
Mm-hmm.
excitement. Oh, you travel, you go here, you go there. You're lucky to be able to be traveling all
Yeah,
over the world, hopping from plane to plane. I mean, when I told my children about it and other people, I said it's not as glamorous as you think. And I'm not as frequent a traveler as probably you are, where you're hopping from country to country doing sales training, and you have to be preparing on the plane and staying up late at night and running down
right.
food and missing food and eating late and lacking sleep, and then and you miss a flight and you're running down, you're literally running down the tarmac. you know I mean,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's very stressful. And then standing in immigration lines, realizing that they pull you out of the line, to question you. You miss your flight. You're like, what the hell is going on?
Right. Exactly. Exactly right. Yeah. So it's the key. I mean, it starts at the beginning with packing. For a lot of people, it's stressful because, oh my God, I got a flight, and they wait to the last minute and they don't prepare.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of checklists. When you
Oh,
get your checklist, it makes it so much easier when you travel. Prep ahead, think about it, and then if you pack the night before, just do these things, these little choices to just reduce the stress before you even leave home.
yeah.
And then when you get to the airport, getting through security. I don't know about you, but if you travel a lot, one of the things I do is opt out. If I use the TSA pre-check to get through, but and sometimes you get to walk through the old scanners, but things like radiation from the scanners where you stand there with your arms up in the
Oh
air,
my God.
we got to wonder about that,
Yeah.
right? And that's
That's
a
a freaky
stressor on the
thing.
body.
That's a
It's
freaky thing.
electromagnetic stress on the body.
That's a freaky thing. I don't
Yep.
like that thing where you stand up and it's swirl around you and you put. I'm like, what is going on here? Are they scanning? The
Exactly.
whole scanning of my body
Yeah.
makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't know what's going through. What are they doing? Photocopying me? What are they doing? You know?
Well, we know the thing is, they'll say, well, it's safe. I'm not so sure, especially if you travel a lot. So if you have to do that and you have to go through that line, most people don't realize this, but you can just go to the front and just say opt out, and they'll let you opt out, and they'll come over and do the little hand check. and it's going to help you out it'll slow you down a little bit, but in the long run, it'll be beneficial for you. So that's one of the first things, starting your trip is to get through those scanners, and try and avoid that radiation, especially if you travel a lot, because it's, when you're traveling, you're at 30,000 feet, you're already exposed to a lot of radiation just because you're at 30,000 feet and you're much closer to the sun and higher level, right? And you're at, in this little metal tube. You're in this little metal tube flying at 30,000 feet with Wi-Fi bouncing around, and you're already being exposed to a lot.
I never thought about that. Really? I never thought about that. Radiation up in the air. I mean, you just sit on the damn plane. I never thought about radiation up there.
Oh, yeah. There's several studies. I have a blog on my website. One of the posts talks about that they're finding more cancer with flight crews because, they spend their lives up there 20, 30 years, and exposure to that radiation is significant. Wow. So one of the things you can do, you can't get around it as a business traveler. You're up there. If you want to get somewhere, you got to fly to other countries. So, again, reducing radiation where you can. There's things that you can wear. There's protection devices that you can do to help your body. One of the best things you can do is drink green tea. Green tea has been shown to help your body to remove that radiation.
Wow. Well, I need to stock up on green tea. I love green tea, actually. I do a lot of herbal teas. I'm into natural stuff. So I do everything natural. I'm not into medication. So all the doctors out there, I make no apologies. I tell them, even if I have to go to the doctor, I say, listen, I'm not into medication. And they'll be like, what are you doing here then? I said, because I have no choice.
That's right.
Even if they give me the I said, even if they give me the prescription, I decide what I buy, and I might take the antibiotics because I know I need to. But once I'm done, I'm like, I'm not taking anything else, So
good for you. Well, now you have another choice, Corine, because now you have a naturopath friend, and I can help you with some other options to help your body heal itself.
Of course, because this was, when you look at the complexity and the whole thing about your body, it just does what it's supposed to do. Everything in your body works perfectly, and they coordinate and they communicate and they jump in when they're supposed to. So why do I need to preempt my body and make it feel like it's not supposed to do what or it needs help? It may need some additional supplements given environmental factors, etc. But I allow my body to heal. I allow my body to do what it has to do. Yeah.
That's exactly right. And it knows how to do it. And it really doesn't need our help too much. Again, we just need to give it what it needs and take away the things that are harming it and reduce the stressors. And a big part of those stressors, again, as I've kind of alluded to, is part of it is radiation, but it's also these electromagnetic frequencies from cell phones. So people, have their cell phones, they stick it next to their head, they have it in their pocket. And then, the exposure to Wi-Fi and XM radio and FM radio and cell signal. So we've got to help protect our body from that. And there are things that we can do. There are products that help to make those fields be biocompatible.
Tell us about that, because I get pain actually when I have my phone near to my ears. It stiffens me up.
Yeah.
That happens, and
well, they're getting more and more dense, right? So the cells in your body are trying to talk to each other. They're always trying to heal and communicate, and creating new cells, and old cells are dying. So all this stuff going on, and a lot of it is electrical. And when I put an electrical device up next to my ear, it automatically it's talking to the network and the signals out there, and it's interfering with the body's cellular communication. So there are devices that can help to make those fields that are given off not be as harmful to your body. It's not going to solve all of the problems, but at least it helps. What you want to do is, like I'm doing now, hold the thing away from you, even if we weren't doing video, and do speakerphone, use the Bluetooth, keep it off your body. But if you want to use devices, there's some that I recommend on my website. If you go to the product section, you'll see there's one in there that I use that help remediate your phones and your laptops and your routers and all that stuff.
Tell me your website again, John.
Well, if you go to travelbalance.net is my John the Traveler site, travelbalance.net. And if you want to go to my John the Naturopath, it's just johnao.com. So I have two different sites for my two worlds. There's a little bridge between them. So johnao.com will help people out.
Okay, hold on one second.
I have a lot of blog posts and entries.
I'm bringing that one up. Hold 1 second for me.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
So yeah, one of the things while you're looking at that, I'm in my office here. One of the things that one of my clients helped me out with is that map behind me up there. So I'm very thankful to have all the little dots of the places, 26 countries that I've been able to visit. And I am, like you said, I'm very thankful to be able to travel to all those places. It is stressful and it's over 12 years and a lot of miles, but it takes its toll on your body.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing thing to be able to make connections.
Yeah, I have your website here.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I have the travel. This is a travel balance. Yes. So
Yeah, and if you go
to get a
click on the product.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So if you click on the products link there, you'll see first off some just kits. People when they read my book say, "What do you recommend?" I just want to buy some kits. So I put some kits together there at the top that use a lot of essential oils because I'm a huge fan of essential oils. And if you scroll down there.
I love essential oils.
Oh, they're powerful.
Yeah.
Powerful. And there's some I would never travel without, for sure.
Okay, so you have that.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you just scroll down below that, see the little lady holding the phone up, the EMF protection for your tech devices. If you click on that, then it'll take you in and you can read about some of the different devices that help protect your body. You put them on your cell phone and then put them on your laptops and other electronic devices. And then I just put in a couple other links I'm kind of building out here with other products I use, a little sample travel checklist there. And for those that are starting out, because again, start off your trip. It's easier, just reduce stress from the beginning. It's so much easier to check things off and go, oh my God, I think I'm going to forget something, which we almost always do. So that's a good place to be.
Yeah, because in the last minute rush, you end up forgetting things and you're like, oh my God, I left it on the bed or I left it on the whatever. And
stress.
Yeah, stress.
So this side is for my speaking for, again, I talk with companies and I speak at events, associations to show their business travelers how to stay healthy, because when you're traveling for business and you're not healthy, it impacts the profitability of your company, right? You're not as effective as a salesperson or a consultant, and it's a huge piece of the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, for your listeners, if they're interested in, finding somebody to come talk to their groups, I'd love to do that.
Oh yeah, that sounds
and
good.
I'm passionate about it, obviously.
I don't think that people realize how stressful it can be, and we're talking about individual travel. I'm now, it just occurred to me that people travel with their children, their families, different ages, and that in itself is an additional stress. Babies in the pram, crying babies, when they start to feel pain in their ear. Oh my God. And they have luggage carrying. I had to assist a mother through immigration because she's there lugging these things behind. Plus, she had the kids, and she was alone.
Right.
So traveling by yourself is one thing, but when you're traveling with children is another.
That's a whole other thing, Zach, because now you're taking care of a bunch of different people, some who don't really want to be taken care of. And so it's hard enough, again, we're reducing stress. So, one of the most important things when we get to, so there was last year I had a chance to visit Machu Picchu from my bucket list.
Nice.
Very exciting to go and visit that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
So there's my John. This is John the Naturopath site. So I got some videos there in my office, and I got to do a TV interview and things like that. But for your audience, again, for folks that need some help in the natural health realm, I can work with people all over the world. So you can just email me or connect, and I'm happy to help. One of the key things when we're traveling, Corine, that's so important is water. So we talked about getting through the airport, getting through security. The first thing you want to do when you get through security is get some water. Go either bring your water with you and go find some filtered water at the airport, or just buy a bottle and hang on to that bottle.
Yeah.
Because you want to be drinking it all throughout your flight and when you land.
Yeah.
And we don't drink enough water in general, but especially when we travel, it's hard because it's not readily available. And you want to make sure you're drinking filtered water, not just the stuff out of the water fountain.
Okay.
Because our body really wants the good stuff. And
I drink a lot of water. I drink a lot of. I always have water with me. I can't function without water. I don't know. My body started to crave more water, and it's like I just feel dry. And I see you're taking your sip right now, and I have mine next to me. But I always have water, and
Absolutely.
I do not drink cold water. I drink room temperature water, so I believe in that. And
Good
of
for
course,
you.
people who are
Yeah.
traveling know that you cannot carry in your own water. You have to buy it inside of the airport after you've gone over through
Yeah.
immigration or whatever. So be prepared, because they will tell you dump your own water. Anyway, they're crazy.
Oh, yeah, warm water is definitely, from Chinese medicine, they all actually teach that, and I talk to my clients about that. When you drink cold water, it's more difficult for your body to absorb. Now it has to warm it down in order to get it into all the cells. So drinking warm, and actually, if you can just find hot water with lemon, which
I
is kind
love
of
that.
getting close to tea that we talked about,
I
very, very
love
powerful.
Yeah.
So,
I love that. I do the lemon.
yeah.
I do the lemon in the water. We are not getting lemons here right now. In Trinidad, I don't know what's happening, but I love lemon in water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's great. And there are those, one of the things I talk about is, when you're packing, to make sure you bring a just-in-case kit with different supplements and essential oils with you. But sometimes you find yourself stuck somewhere and you're not feeling well and you don't have anything.
Oh,
And so you can go to most restaurants and just, can I just get a piece of lemon and some hot water? And, boiling would be best, because that way you help, get rid of any issues if it's got contaminants in the water. And then you just add your lemon, maybe a little bit of honey, and, that's a great thing to do to help.
Yeah.
But here's another secret for you, Corine. So when you're traveling, and again, I talk about things to carry with you in case you're getting sick.
Yeah.
One of the things, again, if you can't think, you're sick somewhere and you don't know what to do, get some garlic, clove of garlic. Most restaurants will have that.
Yeah.
You'll chew on that clove of garlic. You will not smell very good, but it will help your body to heal itself, because it'll knock out most things. Garlic is incredibly antimicrobial. So it's a great thing to, eat garlic, of course, in your food. But if you're really sick and you're looking for something, that's a biggie.
Yeah. So let's come to that. Let's come to that. Besides smelling bad after eating the garlic, and you can't kiss anybody after that. Let's talk about some key things. So you're traveling alone.
Yeah.
Let's kind of put a scenario. What are some major things that somebody should pack in a small case? Because remember, when you're traveling, you can't travel with any big stuff. It's like three meals and stuff. So what would you say is like an emergency naturopath balance kit that somebody can put together from their home? And put in their bag. What are some major things that you
Well, again, for me, I would never travel without essential oils. So I use those both to help with just anxiety, to help you calm down and help people with that. But also from an immune support perspective, there are oils that will help boost your immune system and help knock out some bad bugs. So look into some of the ones that I recommend on my website there. And then, of course, supplements, natural supplements that you take that are just immune boosters. That's the most important thing. Your body knows how to fight these things off, but we got to help it, especially when you sit next to that person that coughs on the flight the whole time.
Oh, my God.
So you want to take things. So when you encounter that, take your immune support things and different supplements. Echinacea is a good one. You got to make sure you get good quality stuff. But get some good quality echinacea, just immune support formulas. There's certain mushrooms that are very beneficial to the immune system. That's the most important thing, is boost your immune system. Take some things to help calm you down so your body can be relaxed and it will fight things off for you. Drinking tons of water, again, helps in so many ways. This is one of them as well. And here's a big one for you, is when you're starting to feel sick, you start having the scratchy throat, you're kind of feeling run down, you have to avoid sugar, dairy, and wheat. Those three things and the foods that contain them really knock down your immune system. So if you're not feeling well and you go eat some pizza and drink a Coke, it's going to not help you feel very good pretty quickly. So drink lots of water.
Yeah, I've been feeling kind of fluid these days, the itchy throat, and I'm like, hell no.
No. But then if you just say, well, I'm just going to have a sandwich, I'm going to have a bagel with some cream cheese, that's not going to be good.
Oh,
so
I'm actually helping the flu to come on. I'm actually helping the flu to come on. Oh, damn.
Yeah, exactly. And this is not just when you travel, right? This is at home as well. When you feel this stuff coming on, you want to drink lots of water and you want to eat clean, and eating clean is things that grow. So eating fruits and vegetables, primarily things that are green, leafy vegetables,
Love
and then fruits that are not so high in sugar.
love
And
greens.
that will
Love
help your
greens.
body to fight it off.
Love greens.
Love green.
Yeah, I have, my body craves greens. Like I go in the fridge and I'm like, what is green in here? Everything is
Right.
green. I need to have greens. Kale and spinach
Well, that's it.
and celery and all those things. I blend them up and just, yeah, yum, yum.
Good.
Yeah.
Yum yum is right. Well, our bodies need that. You know, our bodies need the energy of the sun, and we typically don't get the energy of the sun because, you know, we can't eat it. So luckily we have our friends the plants that absorb the energy of the sun through photosynthesis, and they capture it. And then when we eat the plants, we get the energy of the sun along with all the phytonutrients that are in the plant. And that's what we need to be healthy.
I never thought about eating the sun that way, but that's a nice thing. Some sun.
That's it. We need the energy of the sun. We need to be out in the sun. We need to capture the rays, and that's one of the things I talk about to help with jet lag. And in general, is we need to get in the sun at least 15 to 20 minutes a couple times a day and help absorb that.
I'm well done, as you notice. I'm well done. So I really, and the sun affects my skin. I don't know. If I get too much heat, it starts to affect my skin. So I have to use protection, which I started doing recently because I wasn't taking care of my skin as I should have because, hey, I'm dark. So I'm already protected. I'm already protected naturally, but, you know, I took it for granted. And so, you know, I got some damage on my skin over the years. I was living in Jamaica for 21 years, and it's extremely hot in Jamaica compared to Trinidad.
Right,
So I really,
exactly.
Yeah, so I started taking better care of my skin, moisturizing and using the protection and stuff like that.
Well,
drinking more water.
You just have to make sure, Corine, that when you're putting things on your skin, that you remember the things you put in your skin are getting absorbed in your body. So don't put anything on there you wouldn't want to eat. So look at that ingredient list very carefully and put on things that are very natural. And there's a website actually called EWG.org, Environmental Working Group, EWG.org.
Yes.
That will, every year they do a study on sunscreen that shows the ones that are more beneficial for you.
Really?
And so while we want that, and you want to have protection if you're going to be out for a while, ideally, if you can get in the sun for 10 to 20 minutes without any sunscreen on, it helps your body to absorb the radiation that we need that's beneficial because it helps convert this hormone called vitamin D that it makes from cholesterol. And that vitamin D is very important. And for a lot of people, they're very deficient because they don't get in the sun or they put on sunscreen right away. So if you can get in there 10 to 20 minutes, like before 10 in the morning or after 3 or 4 in the afternoon is a good time. Get that sun, get it absorbing in your body because you really need that. And standing bare feet on the earth, Corine. Do you stand bare feet on the earth?
I need to do more of that. The grounding. Oh gosh. And I love it. I will tell you something, John. My body is calling for grounding. I said I need to go to the beach and just step in the sand. I feel it in my energy field. I feel it. It's like I need to just step outside and do some grounding because I don't know, because of the person, I told you I'm doing some work on myself, and I know my body tells me what it needs. I feel this craving, you know, in my body that I need to do something, and it's one of the things, grounding. It's
grounding is a big one. It's a really important one also for jet lag. So when you fly from Trinidad and you go to Europe in 7-8 hours, or you go to Asia, one of the things you want to do, of course, number one is drinking that water, lots of lots before, during, and after your flight. But then getting bare feet on the earth for at least 20 minutes when you land is going to help sink you into that time zone. And you've got to stay awake until 9 p.m. local time those first 2 nights. Regardless of how sleepy you are, you got to stay awake until 9 p.m. first 2 nights.
Why?
Really important. Yeah. It's tricky. I've learned the hard way through a lot of these things, right? So all these countries and things that I teach people, my tagline is, I lived it so you don't have to.
Yeah.
So I've learned these things the hard way.
But that's interesting. Why do you need to stay awake until 9? What's the key with that?
Oh, the key is you've got to sink into that time zone and be in that time zone immediately. So when I leave here from Dallas, I live in Dallas, and when I go to London, it's about 6 hours later. So when I leave, it's usually about 7 p.m. at night is when the flights leave Dallas to go to London. As soon as I step on the plane, I immediately tell my body it's now 1 a.m. As soon as I step on the plane, 6 hours pass instantly. And I go in my mind and I say it's 1 a.m. You got to get into that time zone as soon as you step on the plane and never look back. Oh, I wonder what time it is back home. Don't do that.
Yeah.
It's now 1 a.m. And I do some interesting energy techniques, one of them called the emotional freedom technique.
Yeah.
You tap on certain parts of your body and it helps to sink you in to that time zone.
Wow.
And so you do that and some other things using acupuncture to help get in there.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's an app. I just started working with a company called Uplift. They have an app that you put on your phone, and it tells you which acupuncture points to hold for a few minutes that will actually help to reduce jet lag significantly, called Uplift.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty cool app.
That is amazing. No, you've turned travel into a whole job, a whole project by itself, because when you think it's just a matter of making sure you have your ticket, making sure you have your money, passport, pack your clothes and go, you're turning it into this whole project.
Yeah. Like I said, I learned the hard way, Corine. So my very first class that I did with IBM as a class manager, so I'd be responsible for a group of 70 to 80 people in a class. And the very first class I did, I landed and I got there and I went to sleep and it wasn't good. And the next day I found myself laying on the floor looking at the ceiling in a conference room because I was so disoriented and jet lagged. And I had a classroom with 80 people next door, and this class was in Johannesburg, South Africa.
Oh.
So this was my introduction to jet lag. And IBM had spent a lot of money to fly me over there, and I thought, I got to wake up. What is going on here? I didn't think this would bother me, but it's real. And for those who have experienced it, it is quite devastating.
Yes, it is real. It is real because the whole time zone thing really takes you for a spin. You don't know what day it is, what time it is. Yeah, it really takes you for a spin. Yeah, I know about that jet lag. Wow, the time zone.
And then you get into, how do I exercise when I travel? When I started traveling a lot, I carried all my stuff and I had the best of intentions to go to that little room every morning and get on the treadmill. But somebody would say, hey, you want to go to breakfast? And the answer is yes. And that's the balance part of travel balance, is you need to get out, go do things, go meet with people, go eat the local food, do all those things that you need to get out and do, experience the culture, and get your exercise in creative other ways. And that's some of the things I talk about, walking around the airport. And when you see that little, the little escalators at the airport, the moving walkways, don't take them. When you see the escalators going up, don't take them. Take the stairs.
Are you seeing that?
Walk to dinner.
No. What? I take those things. I like riding on those little escalators, the flat ones and the other ones. I mean, what are you saying?
Well, you can ride on them, but you have to ride back and then walk. So you can ride on them and then walk back. It's important. It's just creative ways to get your exercise in without having to not that I'm against the treadmill and the little exercise room in the hotel. I'm not, but it's so much more important to get out and see things and meet people. And I'll tell you here's your secret of the day, Corine. So when you bring your bottle of water, right, you bought it at the airport, you flew, you drank it on the flight, you get to where you're going, you get to the hotel, it's empty, of course. The secret place where you can almost always get filtered water is in that exercise room. They almost always have a 5-gallon container that you can go fill up your little water bottle.
Yeah.
And, you paid for your own, you paid for it. So go fill it up and then go buy your water. I always go buy my water, find a store nearby and buy some water enough to last me through the week. So I found myself trekking along in the streets of Istanbul and Turkey, walking along with 2 big old things of water that I'm carrying around to last me through the week. Because it's important. It's really important.
Yeah. Wow, I want to come back to your book, John. Let me get back to your website here. Let me see now. Hold on. Let me share the screen again. 1 second. So here we go. Okay, your book.
Okay.
Can I get your book? Is it on this one? No, it's not on this one, is it? Is it on this one?
Yeah, you can scroll down on that one, actually. Yeah, just scroll down to the bottom there. And my book is on Amazon. There's a link there. So I talk about why travel and all that. And there's some clips and all that good stuff. And you can sign up for my list.
Okay,
and there's an impact. And there you go. There's a copy of my book. Just click on the Get Your Copy there, and it'll take you to Amazon.
Okay, wonderful. Nice. Nice. And I see you have a lovely lady
And
holding
so
it
it's,
here. Yeah.
yeah, one of my students from Argentina. So she's a really neat lady and a fan of what I was talking about in the class. I'm like, hey, would you mind taking a picture? Sure. So,
Nice. And I see you have
so
your.
it's a good thing.
That is very good. What's the cost of poor employee well-being? Very good. Yes.
Well, you know, again, we talk about this, and companies, they think about it and they go, yeah, travel, I know it's stressful, but sometimes we don't make that link back to the money and the company, and how much does it cost you? Because we know on average that people lose about 20% productivity when they travel. So if my sales reps, consultants, or my executives are traveling and they're not at their best, what does it cost the company? So there's an impact. And I just want to help people to learn some tips and things to be most effective when they travel. And especially, the other thing is for the people that are traveling for vacation, they save up for the big trip to Greece, and we've been saving for 3 years, we're going to go to Greece, and they get there and they're sick and jet lagged. It's not going to help.
Yeah.
It's not going to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this. I like this with your background of Machu Picchu. Nice.
Oh, Machu Picchu is an amazing place. So thankful. Because I was doing a class in Lima, and again, one of the travel balance things, the tips that I have is to get out and make sure you get out of the big city. And it's not easy. It's going to take some effort, and you got to leave the city. But you'll miss out on these amazing places like this. And I don't know about you, but I've run into people that, they travel. Oh, yeah, I've been everywhere. Well, what did you think about Tokyo? Well, I never really got to see Tokyo. Really, I just, went from the airport to the hotel and back. And it's hard. I know it's hard because business travel, you don't have a lot of time, but you got to take that time for the balance piece to relax and experience the people. So I want to get to Trinidad one day and come meet you in person.
Oh, yes, you need to. You need to, and bring some of those essential oils.
Yes, I will. Tell me what would be my favorite fruit in Trinidad? What's a fruit that I can get in Trinidad that I can't get here?
God, I don't know. Because I can't even remember some of the names of the fruits. I do a translation in my head. After living in Jamaica for 21 years, we share some of the same fruits, but the different names. Like, for example, we have what we call a five-finger. It's a fruit that is like a star. You probably have a different name for it in the States.
Yeah, it's called star fruit. Star fruit here.
Star fruit. Yeah, but it's yellow.
Love it.
It's yellow and big. I have one in my fridge. It's really nice, very juicy.
Awesome.
So the five fingers, we call them.
I love it.
What do we have now? June plum is what we call. Well, we have the, what do you call it now? A different name to it here called pomme cité. It's kind of how would you call that? Acidic but very nice fruit, and inside is like an urchin. When you get down to the inside, it's like an urchin. Really, really nice.
Love it.
Yeah.
We need to do a show on the fruits of Trinidad. Fruits of Trinidad and Jamaica.
Yeah.
That's my thing. It's one of my hobbies, right? I love this. When I went for the very first time to Bogota, Colombia, and the fruits they have there are just so amazing. I love them. Yeah. And the juices they have. So healthy.
We have fruits. I love fruits. We have a fruit vendor near to me, so whenever I'm passing, I'm always picking up some fruits. And for me, I need a lot of magnesium. What I find happening to me, John, I am taking magnesium with calcium. It's a combination, magnesium, calcium, and zinc. But I find when I take it, it affects my stomach. When I take anything, most things, but like that recently, it affects my stomach and it makes me very lethargic and gives me headaches, migraines. So I said, you see this? I'm not going to take this thing anymore. I know it's not the calcium because calcium has never done that to me before. And I don't know, I haven't checked out the zinc, but I feel it's the magnesium. So clearly I'll have to do more. Everything I need to get is through my foods somehow. To blend up the raw foods and get them. Yeah.
Well, you're in the best place. When you look at some of the islands, the best fruits and coconuts, and I don't know if you have guanabana, but there's some amazing fruits there in the Caribbean that are just awesome. And you're right. This is where we need it. Supplements are just that. They're meant to supplement what we're eating. And ideally, if we're eating organic things that were grown,
Yeah.
By and large, that's all we need, right? If we can just eat those things and stay away from the bad stuff and
Oh, yeah.
balance these electromagnetic frequencies, get in the sun,
Yeah.
shouldn't need too many supplements.
Yeah. I'll allow you to take more sun than I would, but that's okay. You you can do it more sun. I'll stay away from the sun and allow you to take more sun than me.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
But this has been good. This has been good. A great discussion. I mean, we started off talking all sorts of things, dance, Zumba. I mean, you're doing all
Yeah.
the black belt stuff. Oh my goodness. You know, I mean, this is
Yeah.
awesome. But it just goes to show that we're talking about balance. You know, balance comes in everything, and a
Yeah.
lot of things that we take for granted, we need to really sit down, slow down, and really look at how we could bring more balance in our lives, balance even in our homes, balance in the travel from home to work, you know, back home, because it's
Right.
stressful with traffic. So even if it's not flying, just the everyday things that we're doing, taking the kids to school and back, the stress of
Yeah.
getting them ready in the morning, just try to look at the different ways in which to make it less stressful, a more enjoyable, happy
Exactly.
experience for you and the kids. Yeah.
That's how it's meant to be. That's how it's supposed to be. And yeah, like you said, we're on this gerbil wheel, and people wear these little busy badges, right? We wear them like a badge of honor.
Oh
That,
yeah.
oh, I'm so busy, busy,
I'm so
busy,
busy.
and
Busy
it's not
doing
a good
what?
thing.
Busy doing what, John?
Oh,
That's the ego talk.
oh, we're busy on the gerbil wheel.
All right. That's the ego
We're
talking.
spinning on the wheel.
Right? Spinning on the ego
Yeah.
wheel. Spinning on the ego wheel, right?
Right.
Because it's all about your ego.
Right.
You feel
Exactly.
important. It makes you feel important to say you're busy. Right. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, but you know, I have a friend of mine I was telling you about. He wrote a great article called "The Feather or the 2x4." Life will give you these little feathers, these little nudges to say, you know, Corine, you need to slow down. Yeah, 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 I'll slow down. Yeah, really, you need to slow down. And if you don't listen, then here comes the 2x4, and the 2x4 is, you know, you have cancer or you have
Yeah.
some kind of major life issue that happens if you're not listening. So
Yeah.
I hope people will listen to this because I've lived it. Again, I went through this. This is how I got from IBM and being in sales to being a natural health doctor is I got sick because I was going too fast and I was way stressed out like so many people and got burnt out like so many people. And I've lived through it. And now I'm on the other side trying to help people before there's a problem because it's so much easier to prevent problems than it is to fix them after something happens. So
Yeah.
I applaud you for what you're saying here, and I definitely agree.
Yeah, slow down, John. Slow down. I mean, that's why we should probably name the show "Slow Down" and create balance in your life. Slow down. Appreciate, live in the present. I'm actually doing work with Eckhart Tolle. I'm reading his stuff, listening to. I have his book. So the power of now is what I'm on, and I'm just on this journey where I'm just, you know, consuming a lot of just working with the present, just accepting the present. Don't worry, there's no past, there's no future. It's just now. Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
That's all we have, right? We're not guaranteed the future. We just have right now. And the past is all gone. And so it's easy to say. It's a tough thing. And I've been working on it a very long time and I continue every day. And if you look on my blog posts, especially on my John AO, the AO Life Balance site that you showed, look at some of the blog posts there. I have quite a few around this very topic because it's foundational to health.
Yeah.
Especially for those that are in the working world because it's so hard these days. You know, things are just moving so fast.
Yeah.
And we got to slow down.
Yeah, but we don't have to take on all the things that's moving fast. You know, we don't. We can decide you move fast, I'll decide to move slow. So the whole tortoise and the hare story comes to mind now. I don't have to move fast. I'll get there. You can run, you can speed up. I'll get there eventually. Yeah? Yeah, I'll get there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So when they were making the tortoise feel bad, he's actually looking pretty good right now.
Absolutely. Well, I think is the pace of life a little bit slower in Trinidad?
Yeah, we are very slow as a matter of fact. I think since I haven't been here, things have kind of sped up a bit because I returned last year in July. And I noticed things are a bit faster compared to when I was here 20-something years ago. But people are still slow pace. People are still slow pace. Jamaica is very fast. You know, they're like constantly on the go, on the wheel kind of thing. But Trinidad is like, yeah, take
Right.
it easy, just have fun, relax. We have this term called liming, which is really like food, drink, rum. Yeah, we're there. That's the life we live.
That is a lot. I think the next show we do should be from one of the beaches there in Trinidad, and we'll do it live on the beach, and we'll have
That's
our
right.
fruit with us, and it'll be great.
Hello, are you sure that will be a show? Are you sure that will be a show? I don't know if that will be a
I think it'd be great just to put a camera on the beach and let's just watch the ocean, you know.
I think
I
that'll
love
be
Hawaii, is
awesome.
one of my favorite. I love the island.
I think
I just
that'll
love
be
the island.
awesome. I think that'll be awesome. I'm seeing that. I can see me and you on the beach just taking it in, trying to do a show, tell people eat fruit. The cameras fall, they fall in the water, we try to grab it. I can see that. I can see.
Excellent. Let's put it out there in the future, and the universe will make it happen.
That's right. That's right. And I'll be like, John, do you remember you said that on my show the other day? Here we are on the
Yes.
beach.
Yes,
This has
absolutely.
been awesome. This has been awesome, John. I thank you so much for sharing. I mean, there's so much that we can talk about, that we didn't get to talk about in the show, but it's the beginning and you're free to come back on my show anytime you wish. And we can talk about different topics, different things, that is centered and more specific. But this is a great introduction to let people know what you're into,
Perfect.
what you do, and how you can help them, and for them to have more balance and to slow down in life. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for being on Between the Lines.
Thank you, Corine, for having me. I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to doing another show with you. We've got lots to talk about.
Awesome. Awesome.